Dong Zhuo originally intended to kill Yuan Shao, but was stopped by Li Ru, who advised, "The situation is not yet stable, and it is unwise to kill rashly." Yuan Shao, carrying a treasured sword, bid farewell to the court officials, hung his seal at the east gate, and fled to Jizhou. Dong Zhuo then said to Grand Tutor Yuan Wei, "Your nephew is insolent, but for your sake, I'll let him go this time. What do you think about deposing the emperor?" Yuan Wei replied, "Whatever the Grand Commander decides is right." Dong Zhuo added, "Anyone who opposes shall be dealt with by military law." The ministers were all terrified and could only reply, "We follow your command." After the banquet, Dong Zhuo asked court attendant Zhou Bai and Colonel Wu Qiong what they thought about Yuan Shao's departure. Zhou Bai said, "If we press him too hard, he will surely rebel. The Yuan family has built up influence for 4 generations, with disciples and former officials across the land. If he gathers heroes and raises troops, you may lose control of the eastern provinces. It would be better to pardon him and appoint him as a regional governor. Grateful for being spared, he will likely cause no trouble." Wu Qiong agreed. Yuan Shao is good at planning but lacks decisiveness. He's not much of a threat. Assigning him a post could win the people's support. Dong Zhuo accepted their advice and that very day appointed Yuan Shao as governor of Bohai. On the first day of the 9th lunar month, Dong Zhuo summoned the emperor to the Jiada Hall for a grand assembly of civil and military officials. Holding a sword in hand, he declared, "The current emperor is weak and unfit to rule the nation. I have a petition that I ask Li Ru to read aloud." Li Ru then read the statement, which claimed, "After Emperor Ling's death, the young emperor inherited the throne, but he was frivolous, undisciplined, and negligent in mourning. The Empress Dowager failed in her duties, leading to chaos in governance. In contrast, Prince Lu Xie of Chunlu showed great virtue, mourned his father with sincere grief, and had a reputation known throughout the land. He is fit to inherit the empire. Therefore, the current emperor shall be demoted to Prince of Hongnou. The Empress Dowager shall return power, and Lu Xie shall be enthroned to bring peace to the people." After the reading, Dong Zhuo ordered the emperor to be dragged off the throne, stripped of his seal and robe, and forced to kneel and declare himself a subject. He also summoned the Empress Dowager and demanded she remove her royal garments. The emperor and Empress Dowager wept bitterly, and all the ministers were grief-stricken. Suddenly, a minister shouted in fury, "Traitor Dong Zhuo, you dare usurp the throne. I shall spill my blood to repay this injustice." He hurled his ivory tablet straight at Dong Zhuo. Enraged, Dong Zhuo ordered his capture. It was Minister Ding Guan. Dong Zhuo then ordered his execution. Ding Guan cursed him to the end, dying with dignity. Later generations praised him in verse for his loyalty and bravery. Dong Zhuo immediately enthroned Lu Xie, Prince of Qinlu, as the new emperor. After the officials finished their formal greetings, he had the Empress Dowager, the deposed emperor of Hongnou, and Empress Tang imprisoned in Yong'an Palace, sealing the gates and forbidding any officials from visiting. The young emperor had ruled only 4 months before being deposed. Lu Xie, son of Emperor Ling, was only 9 years old. The reign title was changed to Chuping. Dong Zhuo assumed the title of chancellor and became unrivaled in power. He ignored court protocol, carried a sword, and wore boots in the imperial hall, and acted with complete arrogance. Li Ru suggested that Dong Zhuo promote virtuous men to win public favor, and recommended Cai Yong. Though reluctant, Cai Yong was coerced into service under threat of family extermination. Dong Zhuo was pleased and rapidly promoted him 3 times within a month, making him a court attendant and treating him favorably. Meanwhile, The deposed emperor, Empress Dowager, and Empress Tang lived in hardship in Yong'an Palace, lacking food and proper clothing. The young emperor cried daily. One day, upon seeing two swallows flying in the courtyard, he composed a sorrowful poem, expressing his inner grief. Dongzhuo's spies discovered the poem and presented it to him. Dongzhuo said, "He dares to write resentful verses? Good, I now have a reason to kill him." He sent Li Ru with 10 guards to assassinate the emperor. Li Ru brought poisoned wine and presented it, saying it was a gift from Chancellor Dong to celebrate the pleasant spring weather. The Empress Dowager grew suspicious and asked Li Ru to drink first. He refused and brought out a white silk cord and dagger as threats. Empress Tang offered to drink in place of the emperor, but was rebuffed. The young emperor composed a tragic farewell song, followed by Empress Tang's own mournful verse. The three embraced and wept. Impatient, Li Ru pulled the Empress Dowager down the stairs, ordered Empress Tang strangled, and forced the poisoned wine down the emperor's throat. Their bodies were hastily buried outside the city. From then on, Dongzhuo would enter the palace every night, molest palace maids, and even slept on the emperor's bed. On one occasion, as he passed through Yangqing village, where locals were holding a festival, he ordered his soldiers to massacre all the villagers, loot their property, and abduct the women. They hung over 1,000 severed heads under their carts and returned to the capital claiming victory over rebels. At the city gates, they burned the heads and distributed the spoils to the troops. Yuchi Colonel Wu Fu, outraged by Dongzhuo's atrocities, hid a short blade in his robe, intending to assassinate him during a court session. He attacked, but was overpowered by Dongzhuo's strength. Lu Bu arrived and subdued him. When interrogated, Wu Fu shouted, "You are not my lord, and I am not your subject. How can I be considered a traitor? Your crimes are monstrous, and everyone longs to kill you." Dongzhuo ordered his execution by dismemberment. Even as he died, Wu Fu continued to curse him. Later generations commemorated him for his unmatched loyalty. From then on, Dongzhuo was constantly accompanied by armored guards wherever he went. At that time, Yuan Shao, now in Bohai, heard of Dongzhuo's tyranny and sent a secret letter to Wang Yun, urging him to take the opportunity to kill Dong. Though Wang Yun received the letter, he was at a loss for a solution. One day, he invited old colleagues to his residence under the pretense of celebrating his birthday. After several rounds of wine, Wang Yun suddenly burst into tears. When asked the reason, he confessed the celebration was a ruse to gather them without alerting Dongzhuo. He lamented Dongzhuo's usurpation and the dire state of the court. All present were moved to tears. Suddenly, someone clapped and laughed loudly. Crying won't kill Dongzhuo. It was Cao Cao. Wang Yun grew angry and accused him of being unpatriotic. Cao Cao replied, "I laugh not at the grief, but at the lack of action. Though I am of little talent, I am willing to kill Dongzhuo and hang his head at the city gates to thank the people." Wang Yun, greatly pleased, asked his plan. Cao Cao revealed that he had been feigning loyalty to Dongzhuo in order to get close and assassinate him. He requested to borrow Wang Yun's famous 7-treasure blade. Wang Yun was deeply moved and personally handed him the blade. Cao Cao swore an oath and took his leave. The next day, Cao Cao, with the blade hidden on him, entered Dongzhuo's residence. A servant told him Dongzhuo was in a small chamber. Cao Cao entered and saw Dongzhuo reclining on a couch with Lu Bu by his side. Dongzhuo asked, "Why are you so late?" Cao Cao replied, "My horse was slow." Dongzhuo ordered Lu Bu to pick out a fine horse as a gift for him. As Lu Bu left, Cao Cao saw his chance to strike but hesitated, fearing Dongzhuo's strength. When Dongzhuo lay down to rest, Cao Cao prepared to strike again, but Dong Zhuo saw his reflection in the mirror just as he drew his blade. Dong Zhuo turned and asked, "What are you doing?" Cao Cao quickly knelt and said, "I brought you a precious sword as a gift." Dong Zhuo took the blade, admired it, then handed it to Lu Bu. He and Cao Cao went out to view the horse. Cao Cao asked to try it and rode off at full speed, never turning back. Lu Bu said to Dong Zhuo, "Cao Cao seemed suspicious earlier." Dong Zhuo nodded. Li Ru suggested, "Send someone to summon him. If he returns quickly, he's innocent. If he stalls, he's guilty." They sent guards to his lodging, but the guards reported that Cao Cao had already fled through the east gate after tricking the gatekeepers. Li Ru concluded he must be the assassin. Furious, Dong Zhuo issued a wanted notice, complete with portrait and reward. Whoever caught Cao Cao would receive gold and a noble title. Anyone sheltering him would share his punishment. Cao Cao fled Luoyang and passed through Zhongmu County, where checkpoint soldiers captured him and took him to the magistrate. Pretending to be a merchant named Huang Fu, he was nonetheless recognized. The magistrate ordered his detention to be sent to the capital the next day. That night, the magistrate secretly brought him out for questioning. Cao Cao said, "How can sparrows understand the aspirations of a swan? I pretended to serve Dong Zhuo to find a chance to eliminate him for the country. My failure was heaven's will." The magistrate, moved, revealed his name, Chen Gong, and offered to resign and escape with Cao Cao. The two set off that night. On the third evening, they arrived in Qingao. Cao Cao said that nearby lived a sworn brother of his father, Lu Bosch, and they could stay there. Lu welcomed them warmly and left to buy wine. While waiting, they heard someone sharpening a knife and someone saying, "Tie him up and kill him." Suspecting an ambush, Cao Cao and Chen Gong stormed the house and killed 8 people, only to find they had been preparing a pig for the feast. As they left the village, they encountered Lu Bosch returning with wine and food. He called out to them, but Cao Cao ignored him, then suddenly turned back and killed him too. Chen Gong was shocked and asked why he would kill an innocent man. Cao Cao replied coldly, "I'd rather betray the world than let the world betray me." Chen Gong fell silent. That night, they found an inn to stay at. Cao Cao slept soundly, but Chen Gong lay awake, wondering if he should kill this ruthless man. Summary. This chapter depicts Dong Zhuo's tyranny as he deposes the young emperor and enthrones Lu Xie, plunging the court into chaos. Loyal ministers like Ding Guan and Wu Fu die heroically in resistance. Secret plans to assassinate Dong Zhuo begin, with Cao Cao taking bold action. Though he fails and flees, his cautious and ruthless nature is revealed, mistakenly killing a family and even a trusted acquaintance, uttering the famous line, "I would rather betray the world than let the world betray me." This foreshadows the complex character of Cao Cao in the chapters to come. Knowledge points. 1. Cao Cao's assassination attempt on Dong Zhuo. Cao Cao feigns loyalty to get close to Dong Zhuo and seizes an opportunity to kill him. Though he fails, the scene is suspenseful and has become one of the novel's most famous episodes. However, no historical record confirms that Cao Cao attempted to assassinate Dong Zhuo. This is likely fictional. 2. The misunderstood massacre of Lu Bosch's household. Due to a misunderstanding, Cao Cao kills Lu Bosch's family and then Lu himself. This entire episode does not appear in historical records and is widely considered a dramatic invention. 3. I would rather betray the world than let the world betray me. This line encapsulates Cao Cao's pragmatic and ruthless philosophy. While iconic in the novel, there is no historical evidence that he actually said this.